No foreplay. We here.
We bike.
You.
Oh man, I feel like recording with my mic in my hand, like I'm a Temptation or something.
Well, I feel great, considering we always in the bowels of the Grand Crossing area. Is that the name of it?
Yes.
The greater Grand Crossing area.
Yeah, we are tonight recording from the greater west side of Chicago.
He still sits on the throne.
He does not.
Yeah, I don't know why he feels great about us recording on the west side. Like it does something different.
It does. Y'all feel that?
No.
The west side.
No, I feel
don't feel
poverty.
Regret.
I feel
Regret.
I feel,
Fresh me talking like he live on the real west side. This ain't the real. I was just by like
that's the crazy part.
Nando's
Like
Peri Peri. Like it's 2 minutes away from you. Like ain't no Nando Peri Peri.
But see, that's what I try to explain.
By Louis Sushi House, Dragon Inn.
All that shit. That's what I try to explain.
Fresh so close to Oak Park. So close.
Like,
but
I can smell the smoke.
he literally next door to Mars Hill Baptist Church too, so he's still west side.
You know what I'm saying? I'm still 3 minutes away from Lil Jack Park. Let us not forget. But that's what I try to explain to my kids. Like the boys I mentor. Like you'll be surprised that you actually 10 minutes from greatness, fellas. Y'all not too far. Mm-mm. You know what I mean? I mean everything isn't where we at right now. You can go 10 minutes away and be in a whole different world. It's amazing how crazy Chicago is. That's for all the outsiders, who get these bad pictures painted of Chicago and just think Chicago is, a war zone or something like that.
I was just this one. I can't do that. That song popped in my head. It's R. Kelly. So I hate that now. It's like R. Kelly's like my memory is really musical. Like some people have photographic, so it's like R. Kelly songs pop in my head, and I be wanting to sing because they great songs, but then I think about Robert being Robert.
The look on my face when I have to change the song, they pop up on like old playlists. I'm like, oh, I made a stance. Ugh. I got to stand behind it because I never thought I would live to see the day where I'd be like sick of dude. But I was like, I can't do this shit.
Man, my auntie just had her 50th. And, of course, they got me being a DJ. Mm-hmm. We had a fancy hall, but somehow I'm still DJing off my tablet. But anyway, she needed her. I need an R. Kelly mix, Nuggie.
Oh.
Yeah, the old like the 45 and older crowd, they don't give a fuck. Like honestly, R. Kelly would have to be caught on Channel 7 ABC News live with 3 young girls for them to even consider giving him up, which is crazy to me.
And then they would have to be like young girls that they knew were in the right, quote unquote.
Of course, because they would definitely hit you with what she knew
what she was doing. Yes, because like the older crowd of R. Kelly fans, they would have, and it's crazy. Like the women especially, I've seen it on social media. I've seen it said out loud, like in public areas. They do not give a fuck. I think they would give up Christ before they give up R. Kelly.
Oh yeah, ain't no doubt about it. The thing is this though. To me, that generation, was like pedophiles move with impunity.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? That they came from the generation of old uncles and grandfathers.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of girls was touched, in them areas, and I really think, you know what I'm saying, that they okay with it because they felt like they was brought up in it. Like I was talking to some older women on the porch, and we were just talking about it. Shit, like, well, shit, I was 15 and my boyfriend was 26. He was coming to get me from high school, but she didn't see a problem with that because that was part of that era. You know what I mean? Too, that was part of the big drug dealers. You know what I'm saying? Grooming women and shit. So the way they looking at it, and what she said. Shit, I knew what I wanted. I knew that man was 26. I knew I was 15. But you didn't know the power he had over you by just speaking to your little young ass. You know what I mean?
Right,
hey.
right.
And they probably also run under the gamut of like all singers had some type of fucked up vice, and so that's what they're willing to deal with.
I always feel like it don't even get that deep. They look at it like every man got a fucked up vice. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's weird, but.
Man. we just got to make the stand as our generation.
Yeah.
He's sitting holding his mic like this is hilarious to me.
This is hilarious.
Hey man,
Is he feeling himself because he holding his mic like this? I need to know.
you know, I feel like I'm like an old school
Man, tangent. Speaking of like this
Jesus
shit, we can just speak on this for like 3 to 5 minutes.
I'm with it.
Yo, like the influx, and maybe not the influx, but like maybe over the past 5 to 7 years of teachers fucking students.
Yeah.
Bruh, like that shit, like I feel like we post a story once a month of a teacher getting arrested or getting charged with fucking a student. Men and women.
Once a week.
Once a week. Right.
Once a week.
I think the kids just can't hold secrets anymore. Because when we was in school,
But was this happening this much when we were in school?
No.
yes,
I don't think it was.
Yes.
I don't think it was.
man, when I was in grammar school, the security guards was definitely knocking off.
Man, I'm talking about teachers
Like, you
though.
talking about teachers, bro.
Like teachers, the security guards. Yes, I like.
But also the age of teachers has also
Right,
went down gradually. Like remember,
That's why
they are no 60-year-old teachers anymore, no 50-year-old teachers. Damn near.
That's why I feel like it wasn't happening because the
Right.
teachers wasn't that young.
Right.
But now these teachers is young, and they like they looking at the kids, and they looking at the boys, which is weird. Like you always heard stories of like creep male teachers, but like now it's like these
it's more.
women
It's like
are
more
gone.
creep women teachers than male
Yeah.
teachers,
Yes, these women are going.
These women are going.
I think
and they be married and shit too.
They
They be like,
listen. Let me tell you something. If I was married to a teacher and she hit a student, and then it was funny because it was one. You remember the one teacher who got caught up with the husband? The husband was trying to coerce the boy not to snitch. I'm like, how good of a husband? He should be husband of the decade. Because if you hit a kid, I'm throwing you under the jail. I want her prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law. Yeah, it's so bizarre, man. But
yeah, it just made me think of that. Yeah, just,
you know what hit me is life is so different, and I'll tell you why. I remember being in high school, and I remember some of the boys being like built, right? Some of the boys are just naturally built stronger than others. Some of the athletes, things like that. But if anybody works out at a big gym, one thing you'll see now is what? High school kids working out.
Yep.
You'll see high school boys in there working out, fit, ripped, whatever. And when you that young, you damn near even when you're that young, even a fat kid to take his shirt off if you got the confidence, right? So, you look at a high school boy, ready, and it was funny because I remember a few years ago a conversation with two teachers that I know. So I was there present, and they were talking about a kid, and they were like, he's built, he's like a man. And I was looking at him, I was like, is this serious? Are they crazy? And then I remember one of them making a direct correlation between that boy and LeBron James. I thought to me it was probably, I'm sitting there, it's like, I'm just like creep, like,
right.
you're right, you walking a fine line here, But yeah, it was. I mean, yeah, it's bizarre, man.
Yeah, we working for CPS as a janitor. I've definitely heard of cases of women, not so much doing stuff with students, but if it did happen, no one will be surprised.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, and that's why they always tell you to, cover your own ass. Don't do certain stuff. Like, even with me, either way it goes, like the way our bathrooms are made, they face each other. The women, the girls and boys bathrooms face each other, and just say if you coming out the boys bathroom, someone's coming out the girls bathroom, y'all can see each other.
Right.
So I'll try not to use those bathrooms at all. You know what I mean? Like, no. I'll run to a whole different flow, and not even because I'm scared I'll do something or somebody else will do something. It's just that you don't even want to put yourself in those kind of situations at all. So I couldn't even imagine.
Yeah.
Dog. But see, it's crazy how a woman can say that and it's looked at like, But if a man says, man, Joe, that sophomore built like Nicki. You know what I mean? He's scum. You know what I mean? It's just crazy.
Wait. He's scum, but R. Kelly ain't scum.
Kale's being killed. You know what I mean? He can sing. You can't sing. You out here with us.
This nigga posted a picture of him with a championship belt. I done been through so much.
You know what? Let me.
No, we saw that video of him talking to that young girl or something. You see how he looked up and down or something?
You know what? Let me just say something about one last thing about R. Kelly. Can we at least trade him in now that we know he broke? Like, we know he broke now. Like, can we just let it all go? Like, he broke. He said he was broke on the song. He said he signed a messed up contract. Let me tell y'all something. Record deals are 5 years, no longer. 5 albums, no longer. So if he's still in the messed up contract, that means his illiterate ass just signed another fucked up contract. That means he just signed, in my lifetime, that would mean R. Kelly has signed about 4 fucked up contracts. Am I correct? By my calculation? 3 or 4.
Yeah.
So if he's still broke, that's on him, blood, because they estimate by all the songs he's written and all the songwriting royalties that he should be worth at least $150 million.
Oh my God.
And he said he broke. So them foreclosures weren't just foreclosures because he wanted to get rid of the house. That nigga didn't have the money. The money. But fuck. You know what? The people ain't heard from us, man. What's been up with you at?
Man, not too much, man. I was in Detroit recently. Beautiful Detroit. Please add the beautiful when you say Detroit.
Industrial city, backbone of America.
Yes. I didn't find it as beautiful as others may have, but maybe I just need to go at another time. I went there for the nuptials of my god brother Wayne, aka Cuzzo, if you know him.
Shout out to Cuzzo,
aka
Step in the name of
love Pierce. God, that made me cry laughing. It was a nice, beautiful affair. You know, Cuzzo, he is the very mild mannered god brother of the Antioch crew. The rest of us, we held to our reputation and turned it out. I think the bride's family looked at us and was like, "Oh, I didn't know it was gonna be this way," but it was complete with karaoke style singing at the reception that was not planned of Drew Hill, Beauty, and Come and Talk to Me by Jodeci, and a Jagged Edge number, Gotta Be. We had a great time. Shout out to Cuzzo, shout out to Brandy, shout out to Grandpa and Mama, and got Cuzzo married. Told y'all we do it. So Douglas, what's been going on with you?
Slow motion, man. You know, I've really been trying to take a step back, enjoying these last couple weeks.
Drinking water and exfoliating.
There you go. Before I get back to these chilling, I had my daughters. You know,
yeah, you did. All three
all
of the Infinity Stones.
Man, I told people getting all 3 of my daughters together is like getting all the Infinity Stones. Have y'all know I have a long distance daughter. That's what I call her. We always laugh at each other. She lives in St. Louis. So I had the opportunity to go down there and get her for a little while. And then my oldest daughter, she took some time out of her busy schedule to hang with us.
Oh, it was nice of her.
That was so beautiful of her, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, we all was together kicking and talking crazy for a couple weeks, man. It was great. It was beautiful. But I'm gonna be real with y'all, man. I'm gonna fight. I'm gonna fight him back. I'm trying not to get choked up. You know what I'm saying? But when I dropped my daughter off, man, I broke down. Like, I don't think I cried like that since I was probably like 6 years old, and I like fell off the porch or something like that, Joe. It was like uncontrollable asthma attack crying. Like, couldn't catch my breath crying. And it's just that, you know, sometimes you realize as a parent that you need to be there for your kid, and phone calls aren't always, you know what I'm saying, enough. FaceTimes can't be enough. But, like, you know, even what I say about me being a 33-year-old man, it's not that I need my mother to do anything for me. It's just sometimes just her presence around me, you know what I'm saying, just gives me extra confidence, or, you know what I'm saying, gives me motivation. And I think my daughter needs that for me, and, you know what I'm saying, it kind of messes me up that I can't be there in the physical as much as I would like to be. Mm-hmm. I think it just, you know, it was just overwhelming. I broke down, Joe. And I just be wondering, like, how could people, you know what I'm saying, just, like, turn their back on their seeds and shit like that, you know what I'm saying? Like, I know Ant Twins in Minnesota is just, like, pops.
What we not gonna do? What we not gonna do is perpetuate any rumor that Elliot Stanky Folks Adams likes to spread about me. I never seen one man so vested in my downfall.
But who don't Elliot want to see fall?
Man, you know, look, I mean, it's ingrained in him. He can't help it. The GDs are dirty. They ain't never wanted anything for themselves.
Everything.
They just wanted scraps. They want everybody else to not, that meme that meme that's been going around, like, I want all my friends to win. They don't like that shit. They want everyone to lose so they can finally be on a level playing field.
And with the rise of our good friend Keith Kozar.
Yes.
With the rise of our good friend Keith Kozar.
The rise of the 300.
Friend of the podcast.
Friend of the podcast. I don't know. They're lovable losers, if you want to say. They're not a Chicago Cubs.
The GD,
Disciple Nation.
The GDs are like the NHL of professional sports.
Oh God!
Hey, we love y'all, Joe. That's the only reason I get crack jokes about y'all. I don't want no smoke. Please don't come to me throwing up no forks. I am a 33-year-old father of 3. I don't got time to be gangbanging.
So many people throw up the forks now. It's like it ain't even like if I was them, they should have rebranded.
Rebranded. They need a new PR team.
Because it's some parts of the country, everybody throw up the forks. Asians, Mexicans, it's too much going on. Like they should have rebranded.
But after all the heavy on the GD, I ain't gonna put the. Hey, I've been doing good. You know what I'm saying? Back in the gym, back drinking a gallon of water. So y'all should be nervous. You know what I'm saying? I gotta go.
He said, "Be nervous."
October 1st, I should be at my goal, man. It don't take much for me to get back.
I'm gonna be back in the gym after my birthday because it's putting on my tux. I got hit with reality looking in the mirror. I humbled myself.
Hey, that mirror never lies. Hey, one day I was telling people I'm just bloated, and then I wasn't bloated. So I was like, oh no, I'm back in this gym. Now to
the real superstar,
George Foreman Jr.
How you been, Dion?
Besides wearing 3 hoodies in training,
right?
I've been living real humble.
Hitting the heavy bag.
Listen, man, I broke the heavy bag in the gym one day. Like I had that Meek Mill on. I had my Bluetooth speaker out. I didn't even give a fuck who was in the gym. It was one girl in there, literally, her shorts was at her ass. She was in there stretching. I'm in there on the heavy bag. I'm like, I think she gonna leave because I turned the Meek on. She just started doing more stretches. I just started hitting the bag hard. The next thing I know, I was like, the bag broke. it's like, all right. Like,
Cole, the legend of Dion Jackson.
Listen, man. But yeah, man, I've been cool, man. Just living life. Creating. I've been kind of creating in secret. Like, I'm back in the League of Shadows, trying to prepare some things. I dropped a fire ass Ride Me Backwards 6 playlist.
Oh, I'm sorry. Cole. It's just, I'll leave it at that. Cole.
Hey, you know what? One thing I can say about the brothers, we used to give flack to each other, but you know what? We take little small stuff we say in our group chats and turn it into something great.
We do.
Something so small as Ride Me Backwards has become a essential playlist. An essential playlist. Now on volume 6.
Whew. Yes.
Condoms optional. That's what we should start putting when we put out this playlist. Condoms optional.
Maybe I should start take the condom off playlist. I already got a volume 1.
You know what? See,
okay, they've got to relax. I'm sorry.
You going too far.
I jumped the gun. I'm sorry. Speaking of playlists, in the music world.
No, we not done with me yet.
I apologize. I thought that was a good transition. I jumped the gun. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
That was. It was just mishands.
Right. I'm sorry.
Hold on. I went to see the Carters on the run too.
Yeah, that did happen while we were away.
See On the Run, man. I was in the house. I had work that day. I was sitting there. I had other things going on. I was frustrated. I was looking. I was like, I started looking. I seen them ticket prices dropping. I said $100. Section 123, row 3.
Why not?
With fees, run that. Mm-hmm. And it was a phenomenal show, man. It was a phenomenal show. Like, I've seen a lot of concerts. I've seen a lot of people, as we all know. Mm-hmm. I do have to say, so Beyonce and Jay-Z had one continuous set that was like 2.5 hours. It wasn't no breaks in they set. It wasn't no. I will say that was the best set that I've seen, and it was definitely, I think, close to. I kind of want to say it was the best concert I've ever been to. It's up there. It was hard.
It's better than Watch the Throne.
Oh yeah, that's easy. Drake and Wayne was better than Watch the Throne. But
a lot of people were saying it's second to Watch the Throne.
what, Drake and Wayne?
No, it's,
Well, I'll tell you why this was better. If you are any semblance of a Beyonce fan, this shit was hard for you. It was hard fucking core. And it wasn't even like Beyonce did more. But I'm going to tell you something, too, as a nigga, as a J fan. As a J fan, to see Beyonce really goes to his world in this show. Because a lot of her shit that she does is over, like, J music. Like, it's definitely, like, phenomenal. Like, you know, I tell everybody, it was one kind of thing in the show where Jay does 99 Problems. He out there in a bulletproof vest and a Scully. Mug shots of all the famous musicians out in the background. Meek, David Bowie, Elvis, Left Eye, playing in the background. It's hard. So if y'all remember Ice Cube and Dr. Dre Natural Corn Born Killers video, they got a chair. It's like an electric chair where they sitting back to back. Yeah. So he goes to sit in the chair. The chair spins around. Beyonce's in the chair. She looking crazy at this point. She didn't look elegant the whole show. This one she looking crazy. She got her hair hanging down over her face. She bobbing. Now, they didn't switch to music. I forgot what they switched to, but they switched to music, and it's like another J song playing. And she literally starts kind of like singing Ring the Alarm on that bitch.
Was it Takeover?
Yeah, Takeover. They switched to Takeover, and she started doing Ring the Alarm over the Takeover beat. And like literally like over the and I was just sitting there like in awe. Because it went from this black and white scene to the red scene. Then she got out the chair and started walking. And then she did one of my favorite songs, Don't Hurt Yourself. And when I tell you, like, the whole thing was like that. Like, she did some little belly dancing joint. Like, she was out there belly dancing, like freestyle belly dancing, just wilding out 100 dances. And you thinking they belly dancing. So slowly the belly dance music starts changing to the original song for Big Pimpin'. And then Jay-Z comes out there and does Big Pimpin'. And seeing Jay-Z in concert as many times as I've seen him, she is his best hype man. Sorry, Bleak. I mean, hey man, I'm telling you.
I can imagine. It's like, yeah, you Steph, you on top of the world, and you just got a new partner. No, I mean, no shot at you, Klay Thompson, but you got Kevin Durant now, and that's how that is. Like, you Jay, you on top of the world, but no shot to you, Bleak, but my girl gonna be my new sidekick, Joe. I mean, could it get any better than that 1-2 combo? And we was thinking about that, like, as far as duos, I can't think of no one who else who can attract that much or
just can eclipse that in general.
Right. Like, fucking, you got probably, no doubt, the GOAT rapper with the GOAT of chicks. Like, what woman would you put over Beyonce, like, entertainment wise?
Right.
I mean,
you know what I mean?
Like,
it's
Michael and Janet would have to have incest to even.
Exactly. We got a shot of it on screen.
Yeah, man. It's legit, man. It was legit. So yeah, man. That was. I'm glad I checked it out.
That's what's up.
Yeah,
I checked it out.
I'm actually debating on sneaking off somewhere and catching up with the tour. I'm debating now that, you know, my Nicki and Future concert has been canceled.
Houston 9/15.
See, I just try to give you another segue, and then you missed it. I try to throw you the line.
I was scarred. I was scarred because I thought I was gonna do it again. Dion was like, "I'm not finished yet," and I was like, "Oh my bad."
I tried to throw you behind the back pass, but Dion wasn't paying attention.
Okay, it went out of bounds, but fuck it. On to the topics. First topic. In the news this week, in the music news, our girl Nicki has been venting a lot, so to speak.
This time, won't you save me?
Her album dropped to mixed reviews. Mixed reviews being nicely put it, because from the people I'm around, I've heard more negative reviews than positive, but we'll just say mixed reviews. And she's been kind of going off on Twitter and other social media platforms. And to kind of paraphrase all the rants that I saw, it's pretty much like, I don't get the respect I deserve. Give me my respect. I will now
Give me my respect.
I will now let our music aficionado Dion Jetson dive into this, because from where I'm sitting and where most niggas are sitting, we look at it as, Nicki, you put out a subpar album. You're whining right now. Shut the fuck up. Like, you know, you debuted at number 2. You talking about album sales. Like, you know, niggas ain't trying to hear that. Dion brought up some more technical side stuff this week. It was like, okay, that made me think a little bit. So I want him to touch on it more about where she's coming from, because at this point, most of America honestly don't give a fuck about where she's coming from. And it's weird because she's kind of like positioned herself in a way where, like, she went from, like, you know, a favorite to, like, now she's like not a favorite, almost like Derrick Rose after the third knee injury. Damn near. She's not as loved anymore.
To me, we've seen this movie too, and after Dion explains, I'm gonna go back to the movie.
We've seen this movie. First off, it's a very simple thing with music, and essentially, like, it's weird, right? So it's a thing with black music, and I'll say this, I'll just be blunt: black people are fucked up, and as music fans, black people are fucked up, because you want to know why? Because nobody, like, there's room for Taylor Swift, and there's room for Ariana Grande on the other side. There's room for a lot of people. However, on our side, it's always been kind of only room for one. And people, we will pit them at the top together like none other. And that's just how it is. And the thing is, the nature of people, if everybody around you puts you kind of like together, right? So if everybody around you is going to say, you and this other person have beef, it's going to naturally damn near lead to the beef. Especially if you and that person don't have a previous friendship.
Right.
So we've seen it with Foxy and Nicki. We've seen it with all type of people. We've seen it with, you know, Remy and Nicki. We've seen it with countless other little.
What's my name? My bad girl or somebody?
Kaya hates everybody. Like, we've seen it. The one person we haven't really seen it with has been Trina. Because Trina's kind of essentially always been everybody's friend, everybody's big sister type. So what essentially happens with Nicki, and this happens every time out, and this is something that's real distinct about Nicki to me. And I always say, like, people don't care, because I always say, like, people worry about the emotional part of it and what it looks like versus, you know, the things that Nicki says are actually, like, shit she says is 80% true. Like, her arguments about the music business are always on point. But the thing is, niggas not gonna say it, because I'll tell you two things about niggas. Niggas have too much pride. Every nigga gonna pretend like they got, every rapper gonna pretend like he got Drake money, right? But we know at the rate these niggas go broke, they obviously don't have Drake money.
Right.
So every nigga's gonna tell you everything's good. Niggas not gonna tell you they really getting screwed. Niggas not gonna tell you all types of things are happening. So I always look at it like this. A lot of these people won't tell you the bad things that are going on. However, Nicki will tell you, hey, Spotify promised to promote me. But because I have a radio show with Apple and played my album 10 minutes before it's available on Spotify, they decided not to promote me. So she'll tell you things like that, and it will be spot on. But when she does it, I think, like, one thing too that's at play here that I always kind of identify with, men oftentimes, I feel like want to police how women express themselves and their emotions. Or we want to be like, she's got money, so she shouldn't be ranting like this. Right? I definitely heard that this week. She got money, she shouldn't be ranting like this. She shouldn't be doing this. She shouldn't be doing that. But it's like, she's still a woman. She's emotional. As Erykah Badu said, she's an artist. She's sensitive about her shit. So I kind of look at it like, you know, I feel like we haven't given her, like we don't give her a space to do that. Like we kind of pigeonhole the fuck out of her and say, she shouldn't say this, she shouldn't say that. But you know, Nicki, to me, I like Nicki. One of the things I do like about her is because she does have a big ass ego like a man. So she takes pride in a lot of shit. So, you know, like even the writing raps thing. You know, like niggas go hard. Niggas was going hard this week and saying, niggas actually said like, oh, I know people have written raps for her. And actually this week Sad Free came out and said, I never wrote a rap for Nicki Minaj. So it's all like, you know, men feel a certain way about Nicki, and I get it, but I heard more criticism of Nicki's rants than I heard of Kanye's rants.
No.
I definitely did, especially from niggas. Because when Kanye was ranting, niggas was talking about, certain niggas who listen to this podcast was talking about free thought. I saw the status. I saw the status. Free
Let's
thought.
try love.
Free thought. Let's try love.
Don't get me started on that shit.
And it's like, fuck this bitch, she crazy.
Right.
Like, somebody else said to me, and I didn't say nothing distinctly. Who was that who said it today? They said, I think Domo was like, I wake up to Nicki news every day.
Yeah. Because it is a guy in our chat. Like, I don't know if I think he's infatuated with Nicki. Like, low key, you wake up at 5:35, it's already a Nicki article posted with him. I'm like, hey, man, legit.
So, yeah, I mean, you know, I like Nicki. The album is cool. I feel like the one thing about Nicki that's evident in terms of just musical quality, Nicki don't have a boss. And unfortunately, she doesn't have a boss, so she answers to herself. She makes the album, turns it in, and, you know, granted, everybody will be like, it's subpar, it's subpar. I feel like the album could have been better as well, but then again, you know, I don't think her label's mad at her being number 2 to Travis Scott.
At all.
Like, she's mad because she's got that pride, but, you know, I feel like she should have had some more hit records.
Yeah.
But hey,
But hey, I don't think the album was that bad. I mean,
it's not. Yeah.
It wasn't trash.
She's spoiled with success.
Yeah.
I mean,
I play LLC a lot.
Yeah, it's hard when you know you used to being number one.
Right.
So let me ask you this, Dion. What moves do you think that she did do wrong? Because obviously she's done some wrong shit. And not like on some like, oh, I'm looking down on Nicki. But like what business-wise or like musically has she done wrong in your eyes that has got her to this point where we like, Nicki, like, for real, fam. Like, where no one even wants to go to, like, she's not selling out concerts here.
Well, I feel a certain way about the concert talk, but I'll get to that. Nicki's in an interesting spot where she cannot put out a hit record. Like Chun-Li was a hit, quote unquote, right? But she just doesn't have a hit. And how artists like that don't have a hit is this. Nicki is really, she's one, scared of a couple of things because one, those writing rumors have plagued her forever. Not forever, but kind of like recent, right? Mm-hmm. So she's scared of that. And one, she's scared of essentially what's happened to Cardi. Because now we all know that Cardi barely wrote a lyric, right? So we all know Cardi essentially damn near didn't write anything. She, like I say, I call it karaoke music, right? So we know she didn't write no lyrics. So now Nicki's like, I hang my hat on that, which is fine. But I think also what she's done, she's confined herself into this bubble of wanting to make music with her team. So she's got her own in-house producers. So she's not going out. So it's kind of, it brings you in that zone where like, yo, like, you could have went to Mike Will. You know, Mike Will don't miss. You could have went to a lot of people that say, hey, like, I want to make a dope-ass record.
That's a good point, because I felt like a lot of the shit on this album sounded like very similar. Like, it was, I don't know.
It's simple. Like, so she announced that before the album, she's got her own. She signed 2 producers. They her own production team. They handle the majority of it. That also happens when the artist wants to keep most of the bag, things like that. You know, so it's when you start kind of putting those financial and ego decisions before the music, those are mistakes. So I think those are 2 mistakes that she's made. One, I feel like Nicki needs to go back and do some groundwork and build with the people. So she's got a lot of people on her side. Like, women still love her. Like, she dominates my timeline. And I'll tell you what she dominates my timeline with. The women who actually, like, have some shit. I know that may sound fucked up, but, like, the girls who, like, you know, pushing the baby bins, the girls who feel like they are boss bitches, wife and niggas. Right. That's who Nicki's winning with. What Cardi's winning with the regular women. So Nicki need to engage that audience. Like, I looked up today, like, randomly, like, I don't know if y'all, I think I follow Candy Burris on Twitter. Candy bought her daughter a Porsche truck because her 16th birthday is today. So I'm clicking profiles. I click on Candy daughter profile. The first 6 pictures is like Candy daughter, like, posting Nicki. Right, so Nicki is engaged with those type of girls. Like, those are girls who come through for Barb's radio and shit like that. All your little Instagram models. Mm-hmm. So I feel like she engaged with them. She could win some influence, but she still needs to go do a hit record. You know, Dreams was a hit record, but unfortunately, it'll never hit the radio because it's dirty. But I feel like that's one of the most solid rap performances from a woman in the mainstream I heard in a while. Right. So, you know, it was dope. So she needs some hit records. You know, she needs to get engaged with the people.
Let me tell you something. People are trendy, and nowadays with this new social media and all this quick access to everything, there's really no loyalty anymore. You know what I mean? So once Cardi came, oh, Nicki weak because Cardi. No, she's not weak because Cardi came. She hasn't fallen off because Cardi came. You know what I mean? It's just like people automatically think because something else hot is going on, the other person is no longer hot. Like, they're just 2 good rappers right now. You know what I mean? It doesn't take nothing away from Nicki. And it's crazy because these same people I see down in Nicki so much and uplifting Cardi is the same people who was down in Lil' Kim and up in Nicki in this same kind of argument. That's why I say a lot of shit be crazy. That be just trendy shit. Because y'all, Lil' Kim bogus, she horrible and all this. And Nicki way better than she ever been. Now it's, oh my God, Nicki can't make a I Like It like that. I'm like, gee, like, for real. Like I don't care how cold this Cardi album was. It can't hold a candle to nothing. You know what I mean? Like, Nicki still is light years beyond better than Cardi to me.
Oh yeah, even I know you said to me because you want to make an opinion, but like that's a fact because Cardi don't write music. Right. Like essentially what Cardi's label Atlantic Records does, they sign all of the hottest social media stars. So they've signed Guap Dad 4000. They've signed the Catch Me Outside girl. That's their new business model, is to find the hottest people on social media, sign them to a record deal, a 360 deal, a 360 deal, which means everything you do we get a piece of, and to essentially put them in a box where we want to make you successful, we want to make you big, so we can eat. The one thing about concert tickets is this: she canceled her tour. Live Nation said she didn't sell tickets enough. They just shot too big. Everybody wants to be an arena artist now. Everybody can't do an arena. And that's, to me, one of the essence of touring right now that I don't understand. Artists act like it costs them so much money to leave the house. What happens is people are really rich and getting money, and people are spoiled. Just kind of had an exchange with somebody on Twitter, not on Twitter, on Instagram, who's part of Trippie Redd's camp. So I listen to Trippie Redd, and one of his people followed me back. The interesting part about Trippie, so Trippie did a show in Ohio, and Trippie's from Ohio. Mm-hmm. So Trippie, for the show, was supposed to get $70,000 for this one show, right? And I'm sorry, he was supposed to get 35. they paid Trippie up front, which is standard. If you're not doing like a university or a known business show, you don't get paid up front. Mm-hmm. They paid Trippie Redd 17.5. Trippie Redd is one man. He does not perform with the band. He performs with the DJ. So for you and your DJ to go to a show in your home state for 17.5, I think that's a very fair price. And that's only half, right? Mm-hmm. So he's demanding 35. So when he gets there, they don't have the rest of his money, but the show sold out, so he performed a few songs. What ends up happening, the promoter just didn't make the money. He sold tickets. He didn't get enough from opening acts. He just didn't sell it. So now you got a stable of fans. So now we live in that era where artists feel like, I need that 35 a show. Artists like Nicki feel like, I need that 150, 2 a show, 3 a show, whatever your fee may be. But you're not Beyonce and Jay-Z. You know what I'm saying? You're not Drake and Migos.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Drake and Migos, 2 nights sold out at the UC. Drake and Future, 2 nights sold out at the UC. So what happens is they booked a tour, Nicki and Future. I love Future, but Beast Mode 2 was a dud in terms of the charts and in terms of music, so it was a dud.
Sorry, Future High.
Right, yeah, we sorry, Future, but he let us down. Yeah, you let us down. So yeah, they fucked up, and you look up, and now we in this mode where they're like, oh shit, like, what do we do? So reportedly, this Live Nation unnamed source, we don't know if it's true, but they said they only sold like 5,050 tickets in Chicago. So I'm like, only 5,000 people in Chicago was motivated enough to buy a tour co-headlined by Nicki and Future, and then they went and got added 6ix9ine to the show. God. And you still only sold 5,000. So that's due to a couple things. One, we concerted the fuck out.
Yeah.
So one thing you have to do in this case, maybe you can't tour as everybody else. Maybe you need to go to. We got some concert venues here that's 5,000 people. Mm-hmm. I done seen Kendrick rock the 5. I can't remember the name of it, but I seen Kendrick rock the 5,000 person joint, and he killed it. Maybe you need to do that. Like maybe.
How many Chicago theater sit?
I'm not sure.
We got Chicago.
We got like Riviera. We got lots of. We got a lot of theaters. I know to be funny. I never been to the Horseshoe, but they can rock the Horseshoe. People are thigh out the Horseshoe for them. Mm-hmm. But I hate, and I even look at it like this. One thing that the legendary Prince left artists with a blueprint that they will never that I feel like they underestimate and don't understand, because Vegas does it, and Vegas is super successful. Why artists haven't taken this anywhere else but Prince? Prince does residencies. He used to do. You mentioned that in the chat one day. Residencies are always, I feel like, the greatest thing, because what a residency is simple. It's just going to a place. When you plan out your tour, you sell tickets at a location until you essentially cannot sell anymore. So you do one show. That show sells out, you release another. So you already talked to the venue and say, hey, we may do up to a week in this bitch. So you sell out one show, sells out, you do another one. You do another one. So until you get to that last show that don't sell out, you keep it. Mm-hmm. So when artists do that, it allows you can do, I think Prince did one here, and he ended up with 3 dates. And some cities, Prince had 5 dates. Some cities he was in a week. So it's like, I get to go. I get to go. I get to chill. Sit in the city. When Prince was here, everybody talked about legendary shit he did in the background. He had groups, community groups in. He was donating money. I just said LMA should have did that. LMA did Lincoln Hall. Yep. 500 people. I do think with LMA and that hit record she had, she could have did at least 4 nights here. Mm-hmm. It's only 2,000 people in the city of our whole metropolitan area. She could have did it. But, every artist is just not on that level of thinking.
Mm-hmm. And like you said, I don't think that's hard to do. Like, that's just common sense with anything you do. Wherever the demand is, give them the supply.
Right, you go.
What the fuck? If I got a sold out show, I'm going to add a show.
Right.
If I got 2 sold out shows and the demand still crazy, like, man, there's still people reaching out, I'm gonna throw a third one. And like you say, if the third one don't get too jiggy, give out some CPS tickets.
But I think that goes back to what you were saying. People thinking on that, getting back to that, they roots, that ground level thinking again. Because like you say, everybody wants to be the Jay, the Beyonce. Everybody wants the superstar shit. But like, it's something to be said to be on that like, if Prince could do that shit and be on that groundbreaking shit.
Right.
Like somebody like, like a LMA, like a Nick, like, man, it been cold as fuck. Like Nicki and Future posted up somewhere random.
Right.
Like you said, 5,000 seats. Then it's like, fuck, we over here. Like, especially in the summertime or like late summer when the weather's nice. Niggas look up like, oh, they open back another show for them? Yeah. Fuck, I ain't got the kid tonight. Fuck, we there.
I'll tell you this. So they sold 5,000 tickets. They could have done Northerly Island. Northerly Island is only like, I think 7,000 to 8,000, and it's outside. So people would have been like, "Wait a minute, I get Future outside by the lake."
Yeah, dope.
Niggas would have been like, "I ain't been to Northerly Island for a show in a while."
Don't perform Beast Mode 2. Perform Hendrix.
Hey, niggas would have been out there, and niggas heard Pico.
Oh, bruh. Oh, I finna cry.
But, and see, like you said though, Joe, it's just like when you go to Vegas, you be like, I know Nelly got a show tonight, or I know Fab got a show tonight. You know what I mean? Right. So people in Chicago, like, if they be like, oh, Nicki was there last night, Nicki and Future was there the other night too. Well, fuck it, I'm in town for the weekend. If they hit it, I'm going tonight. I ain't missing it. You know what I mean?
Right. That, you know what? That's what happened when I saw the On the Run 2. Of course, I went to second night, and I seen so many people talk about the first night was live. That's why I went. And it was so funny. I ended up going and running into so many people I knew, and it was their second night. They didn't even have tickets for the second night. Right. But they said, man, I came this first night, and that shit was so lit. Like, I'm back.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, but, I don't know, people. But, at the end of the day, I think the thing with Nicki's whole thing is that she feels underappreciated, which is fine. But after a while, her approach, you gotta kind of alter it, kill it with kindness. And I know it's gonna sound weird. This may sound even fucked up to certain people, but this is one of the reasons I wanted Nicki and Nas to work out so bad, because he's so the opposite of her. Mm-hmm. Like he don't say shit. Like Nas won't say much at all, man. Like, Nas be kind of cool, especially now. He getting that super real money, he getting the Silicon Valley money. Like, I was like, he could bring a perspective to her that she didn't have. So.
Hey Nicki. But a woman can go far with a good man.
Your quality of life will improve.
Definitely your quality of life. Because I think Ant had a quote about something like this about men bringing value to a woman. What was it that you said? A man, something about a man marrying somebody or something.
Oh, you talking about? We just had it's been going around the past couple weeks. Like, women say, women fuck who they want, men fuck who they can, and then the retort was, men marry who they want, women marry who they can if they can.
Bang bang.
And one of our mini group chats, we had a slight debate on that. It wasn't really a debate because the women were wrong. Because that's true. Like, when a man wants to marry, he's going to marry who he wants.
Yeah.
At least 80% of the time, unless he's like lame or like, got somebody pregnant and, trying to make that situation right, quote unquote. Whereas women, I mean, in the fairy tale world, women, they get proposed to by the guy that they really want after he's courted them for a while. But unfortunately, we don't live in fairy tale land. We live in the real world. And a lot of women, if a truth serum could be placed on them, a lot of women married right now will tell you they are not with the one they really wanted. they are with the one who asked.
Yeah, because a lot of these women wanted me, and I was like, I'm straight.
And and this is not me trying to be conceited or anything. I ain't nobody. I'm just a simple man
I'm telling the truth.
from the South Side. But the numbers. We talk about this on this podcast all the time. The numbers are there. It's more single women than men. With the divorce rates, the single woman pool is even getting higher.
Easy.
And and then I can just talk from my personal experiences as a 35-year-old, newly single man in Chicago. That the pickings are on our side, not your side, ladies.
Right, walking your truth.
So unless you found the one, and if you just know that one was for you, because a lot of y'all we can see through the fake smiles on the wedding pics.
Oh,
Sheesh.
you should be
Used to be spending, but no judgment, no shade. You doing what you got to do for your family. I get it.
God, this nigga's the worst.
You know something that's crazy. A friend of the family, he recently was saying like, man, fuck all the love stuff y'all talking. I got married because it was a business investment. But you know what? And I look around, women been getting married for business investments for a very long time.
Hey man, and then studies have shown it ain't really been that great of an investment for them lately. So
only half of them work.
He said studies.
Yeah, because due to men being, especially black men being underemployed when they get out of college, and due to our loans and maybe certain situations, or maybe us not being as gun ho and assertive as some women in our comparative age group when we get out of college, that a lot of women make more than their husbands in a lot of cases.
Yeah,
so it's not necessarily an investment, but it's probably more of an investment for their social status and not their financial status.
You preaching a word today, boy.
Because
I don't know if you had this sermon I already drew up.
I did not.
Right, I feel this sermon's pre-read.
No, it's not.
It's a word today.
It's not been prepared previously before this.
Oh my God!
But no, it's just a lot of people, they get in certain situations. They have dated a person a number of years, and then it's like, oh, I got to be married because of the pressure. Whereas with guys, a lot of us, we get complained about that we don't propose soon enough or things like that. But now as we getting older, there's reasons why we don't, because you see a lot of these marriages ending bad, or ending, or currently still bad, or ending in divorce, or hell, ending in somebody going to jail. And
Jesus.
Wait, what?
domestics.
You gotta just let him go.
And
He freestyle.
yeah. Y'all
Keep doing.
Go ahead.
And so, man, you look up and it's just like, why should I marry you? Like, we got to look at this from a lot of angles. Like, number one, why do you think someone should propose to you? Mm-hmm. Number two, like, why, if I find, I like you and I think you're great, but why do I have to rush to be married to you? Is the same coochie going to be available tomorrow if I don't propose?
Exactly.
Lord.
The same meal's going to be prepared? Like, like a lot of this, these are what people think. This is not necessarily my thoughts on this, because, I'm still a believer in marriage. Funny as not talking. You probably don't believe this after hearing me talk right now. But, you just got here. So if a guy gets married, I mean, he really wants to marry your ass. Yeah. I would think.
And is residential, non-romantic, romantic.
If that makes sense. But if you know me, it makes all the sense in the world.
Yeah, if you listen to the podcast, like Ant is the believer of love and moons and stars and shit. Me and Dion, we play a good game, but I don't know if it's in the cards for me.
Yeah. I'm believing.
Not just because I'm anti-marriage. It's just that I feel like I don't want to mess up what I have by getting married, if that makes any sense.
And you know, and I believe in moons and stars, but I'm more practical looking at it now because you know I've been through the fire, so to speak. So you know, I have, and I won't call it expertise. I'll just call it experience. I'm not gonna say I'm like the Dr. Phil of this shit. You know, I wasn't husband of the year. I readily admit that to anybody, publicly and privately. I won't win any husband of the year awards at all.
Anybody under the sound of my voice.
But I can win some common sense trophies though.
True indeed.
And like it just, to me, that phrase is true, and whoever says it's not true is lying to themselves.
What phrase are you talking about specifically?
Men marry who they want. Women marry who they can.
Okay.
I won't even touch the first part of that phrase because whatever. You can if you want.
Well,
touch whatever you like on that.
Say the phrase one more time for the people in the back.
Go ahead.
Okay. The phrase is women fuck who they want, men fuck who they can.
Oh, okay.
And then the other part is men marry who they want, women marry who they can if they can.
So here's one thing that I think is rather interesting. So I've been reading a book lately.
Bible?
Nah.
I said the book.
Oh no. So this book is called Men on Strike.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, that book.
Yeah, it's by an author named Helen Smith. She says why men are boycotting marriage, fatherhood, and the American dream, and why it matters. Mm-hmm. So I think what we kind of have happening is we have a men. One thing about men, I think a lot of times, and she covers this in the book, kind of even on the come out, is that how devalued men are becoming in society, right? Just devaluing men, devaluing what men bring to the table, character traits of men, how a lot of times men are just grouped into these kind of subheadings and not really trying to be understood as men and even less as individuals. So, she covers that extensively and she's like, men feel that. And because the way that men are and how less is paid to their feelings, men won't necessarily express that. Men will kind of just go with it and kind of like essentially remove themselves from situations that put them in that, i.e. marriage, i.e. fatherhood, i.e. the American dream. So, less men are less, getting married less. Men are fathering less kids. Men are buying houses less and things like that. Like, so these are things that are, interesting. Men are, education levels are slipping amongst men. So you have I know I took that to a whole deeper understanding, but men are just divesting from a lot of things. So I think what even happens is that when you look at a man who, they say men marry what they want, since men are divested and since since a lot of people in society, and by people I mean society as a whole and women as well, guys, she calls these guys white knights in the book, which I love because she's like, those are the motherfuckers that's caping for like men and like saying, oh fuck men, any man that want to get married and have kids, he's a little boy and he'll be a boy forever. She calls them white knights, and she essentially says fuck the white knights. So you have all these people who aren't kind of really interested in why men are like that. And so it's like when a man is like, hey, I want to get married, I got the money for this ring, and if he got his money for the ceremony, he can show up and choose to marry who the fuck he wants, because every woman still wants to get married, every woman still wants to have a kid. So it's that phrase is 100% true. And, it's facts and the why it's true. So it's not even like a debate. I know people would love to debate it, but sorry, it's not. Like, what I'm saying? If you could put, some dude who could be lame as hell, but if he show up and he got that right rock, if he show up with that, that special, that custom, that Harry Winston, she's going. She's gone. and you just gonna look up and see them and say, damn, she look happy the day she put that ring on. She gonna look happy at the ceremony. She may look unhappy any other time, but she made that choice. So it's interesting. I think I go back to one of our early podcasts when we were first out. One thing that I thought was dope when we had JL Kirkwood on the show. Mm-hmm. And JL talked about, getting married. And one of the things he talked about getting married, which I love, he was like, yo, one reason that men get married is that when they look out and see, kind of like, they look out and see almost like a reason to get married. Mm-hmm. And it was funny because he brought up, analogy for that time I thought was great. He was like, hey, I think he had his iPad with him or something like that, or iPhone, and he was like, yo, I used to have all these things. He brought up all kind of stuff, and just to be, kind of updated, because I don't remember his exact phrasing, but now, I got my iPhone. My iPhone has replaced all types of technology. My scanner, most people, if they got their phone, they don't need their laptop on them no more. They could scan stuff. They could do everything. They could talk. So now you don't need all these separate devices. And he equated that to kind of like how people choose their wife. And it may sound crazy, but if you don't replace none of that other stuff that these other hoes do, it may sound cruel. If you don't replace these other
you better
things
preach a
that
word.
these other hoes do, if you don't replace that, then it's like, what reason does essentially that guy have to say, this is the one right here? Other than he wants to do it. Mm-hmm. But then it's headed for disaster even if he does that, and then he still kind of wants, craves, or does or needs those other things. And those are things that either you don't necessarily know to do or won't do. Mm-hmm. Then, it may last for a while, and but after a while, it's like, if that's something he really used to, that he craves, he's put on the pedestal, and you just won't do the shit, then he probably gonna use that fax machine again.
Oh my God!
Hey man, some tasks require a fax machine. But yeah, it sounds crazy, but it's real for real. So, like I said, if you just in a dude life and you ain't replacing shit, you just say, I'm me, take me how I am. Oh, okay. You gonna be in that pocket forever.
And if it ain't his time, you could be a great woman with those characteristics, but if it's not his time and you're not patient, then you just gotta
either love it or leave it alone.
Yep.
Either love it or leave it alone. If it's not his time, don't force him, or you gonna run him away anyway. So you gotta ask yourself if this guy worth being with, minus the marital bliss, or is the marital bliss something I need in my life to complete me? So either I'm finna stay here and wait this out, or I'm gone to try to see if the grass is greener on the other side. Y'all know what my boy Chris Brown said about the grass. Cause baby, I know plenty of y'all done left me like, damn, turning over tables when you say, damn. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know it's rough. Replacing David Ruffin.
Oh Lord, Jesus!
Y'all know Dennis ain't David. God. Y'all know Dennis ain't David.
Oh. Don't look any further.
Oh.
I want to throw my phone so bad.
Oh my God.
Hey man. Oh man.
Hey, I was saying something about the past, but.
Oh.
Get my
Don't
friend.
look any further.
And all you other cats throwing shots at you.
You only get half a bar.
Fuck you, nigga.
Come on.
This is why I can't be with Anthony and Dion for an extended period of time. Because we could be chilling, talking about all the real shit, and some inside jokes can just fly out of nowhere. And
just go off the wall.
And it just go off the wall like that, dog. Within these last 30 seconds, it was probably like 6 jabs at people. And they was like underhanded uppercuts. Because it ain't who you think they at, but they at somebody. That's the man. But I'm just chilling, drinking my water. I can't say the name because, I ain't getting paid for it. So.
Can I talk about something real quick?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm talking about this for one of our listeners. I don't even know his real name. I don't even know if he listens to the podcast. I'm gonna make him listen to the podcast. I brought this up. He's in our hoops group me. His name is he goes by the name Chicago Tough. Okay. The reason I bring him up is because a long time ago we were experiencing lots of difficulties. It was a trying time for the OVO camp. He's not part of the OVO camp, but he know I was. It was a trying time. Lots of things were happening. And a certain young man with braids came out and said it was going to be a surgical summer. A certain young man came out and said it was going to be a surgical summer. Well, it's still summer. We're not really hearing many peeps from him. However, I know he had to cancel about 12 tour dates. However, our OVO tour is strong. And he just sent me a picture. As we know, Drake is back with Nike. All the Chicago people, I comment on the pictures. Don C commented on this one. Drake has an event with Virgil in 2 days. I don't know what to say. Scoreboard looking a little hazy right now. I know. Scoreboard looking a little hazy right now.
Hey. Look, this is what we gonna do at Good Music. We're gonna take 25% credit for Travis Scott. We're gonna say Travis Scott is part of Good Music. He's on the back end. He's on the left wing of Good Music.
Travis Scott. So Drake and Migos just did a show in Toronto. Mm-hmm. Drake brought out Travis Scott. He did. Drake posted a picture captioned Astro OVO. Kanye's not on the album, is he? Push on the album? Tiana? Nobody from Good Music's on the album. right. Chain's not even on the album. Well, Drake's on sicko mode.
Is what's name still a manager?
Sway Lee on 2 albums, huh? Who?
I mean, what's the name still his manager?
Who?
Who is Travis' manager? I thought
I don't know.
What's name was his manager? The Kardashian woman.
No, I think that's not accurate. I don't think that's accurate. Yeah, man, it's pretty interesting, man. A lot of wild stuff happening. I just wanted to bring that, so next time, people get to talk, bring that scoreboard up. Update your scoreboards. I know.
The Summer Jam screen is real.
The Summer Jam screen is real. So
I'm just gonna order some work shirts. Something that brings me happiness.
Something that brings you happiness.
I know it's gonna bring me happiness. Some food. Lord, I'm hungry.
I'll try to get Cheetos.
Yeah, thanks, Douglas.
Oh man.
Nando's will be getting my money.
Okay.
Sorry.
No. You perfectly fine, man. So yeah, man. Anything else? I feel like we missed something.
I feel like we did, but we on an hour, probably over an hour.
Yeah. People want us to do more now. They want to listen to like an hour a day. But
I think we supposed to talk about something else.
We hit the relationship. We hit Nicki.
It was one more thing. I can't put my finger on it. We definitely talked about this right before we came on.
We did, but people be distracting us, man.
That's
we
true.
get thrown off.
And the inside jokes always.
Maybe we have to go to airplane mode when we record because.
Yeah, because I try to turn my cell phone.
You know what? Something else I do want to talk about while we're here. It's quick though. Let's go. Because I feel solo, but I would recommend everybody with a pulse to go see Black Klansman. When I tell you that was a phenomenal movie, I love Spike Lee. I know Chicago turned against Spike Lee because of Chirac.
I don't know why.
Right. Granted, all the goods he did before that, And even after that, I get it. So,
And,
you know.
and the chickens have come home to.
But I will say this: that Black Klansman shit is one of his best entire career.
I've heard nothing but good things about it too.
Now I got a quick question.
Yes.
My daughter, who is 12, she's very intelligent, like beyond.
Yeah.
You know, and she told me she wanted to see this movie.
Yes.
And she like, OG ain't going. She said, I want to see what OG ain't going.
Yeah.
And I asked her, do you know what it's about?
Mm-hmm.
And she was like, yeah, it's about a black man who infiltrated the Ku Klux Klan and rose through the ranks.
You're 12 years old?
My 12-year-old. Like,
Okay.
She's, dog, she reminds me of Inspector Gadget's daughter. Like, when you hit her with something, she got that little tablet. Bing, bing, bing. She uses it for like all like good purposes and shit. It's
She does her Googles.
Yes.
Okay.
And like she reads. She is a thorough reader. Like
Yeah.
she play her video game. She a game here, but she want to read books and shit. She like learning about shit.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm kind of on the fence, man. Do you think I should let her see this movie?
I think it is definitely appropriate for young adults.
Okay, cool.
Because there's no it's no like sex in the movie. It's no like malicious stuff. It's not even really like much violence at all.
Right.
Like period. So I think she will get a lot of I put it like this. She will get a lot of value out of this movie.
Right.
I think I heard somebody say they don't want their kid to go see it because like they used the word nigga. And I was like, you thought they were not going to use the word nigga in the movie about the Ku Klux Klan? This is the real Ku Klux Klan here.
And my thing is, my daughter lives outside of St. Louis.
Yeah.
She lives in a little rural ass town, and it's like I can understand, why she would want to watch something like this and see what the fuck is going on. Because clearly, if she know about the Ku Klux Klan,
clearly,
I feel like she should. This is something.
Yeah.
I was debating on I was leaning towards it, but I just wanted someone else's opinion. Since you seen it.
Yeah, I plan on going to see it again. Actually, like because the show by me got like $5 movies if you go like first thing in the morning. They had Tuesday night and first thing in the morning on the weekend. So I'd be like literally I go see like Sunday at 9 in the morning. One thing I will say, shout out to Ferguson, Missouri for getting the prosecutor the fuck up out of there.
Yes. Shout out to them. Yes.
They got a young brother in the office now. So I know like a lot of those small victories are overlooked, and it'll come to the overall just everything about just what we're trying to do in terms of progressing the country. But those small victories like that mean a lot. Like they definitely got them the fuck up out of here. And I was looking, and I was so happy because of course being like us, since we're not there, those things slip our mind. But when I was looking, I was like, yo, like this is an interesting, just an interesting thing. Like, yo, like they did it. And what they always bank on is for us to not show up in the polls and for us to be asleep. For us to forget some shit that happened some years ago. But man, shout out to the people that did not forget, that got him the fuck up out of there. Because now they got somebody who looked like them, who identifies with them in office. I'm definitely with the shits, man.
Yeah. All hearts and mind clear. I got one more thing I wanna.
Go ahead.
Wait. Before you get to that, because I think I know where you're going.
I think so too.
So before we do that, we missed Aretha.
Oh.
We did not cover Aretha.
Oh my God.
Aretha passed away. Aretha passed. And thing about Aretha that's so interesting. I do feel like Aretha. I know people say a lot of people are the greatest singer of all time in terms of women. I felt like Aretha was the greatest singer of all time. So I was introduced to her super early by my mother. My mother listened to Aretha like forever. Like my mother got a song that she sing this, like she like perfected the song. It's an Aretha song. Like, that's what she do. Like my mother's a music head. So coming upon Aretha so early and hearing I feel like because it's now, Aretha will never get her credit, and I feel like she's one of the people that's too great to get her credit, because she's spanned damn near every, like her reign was so long, and she's done every genre of music. Like, because I'll tell you this, I don't like gospel music, but Aretha singing gospel, nigga.
I don't even know if Bridge Over Troubled Water is a gospel song or not.
Listen, she got the Amazing Grace double disc live from that church in L.A.
Yeah, live from that church in L.A.
Yeah, like, fam, it's nothing like that to me. Like, I can listen to that like it ain't gospel.
Right.
And then if you flip just to different music, like even if you go more recent, Rose is Still a Rose, and then if you go back to like, if you listen to what she did with the Sparkle soundtrack, like that Sparkle soundtrack, her vocal performances on that joint, nigga.
And she gave us the first stalking song for women. Till you come back to me.
Listen,
She killed the Different World intro.
Killed the Different World intro.
I think the morning of her death, Bomani Jones put a clip from this autobiography that was written about her. That was actually kind of like not nasty, but show like the ugly side of her. Mm-hmm. But somebody made a comment. I forgot the guy that made a comment about her. He was like, to paraphrase it, you can say whatever you want about Aretha. Say she's difficult to work with. Say she got a nasty attitude. But you put that woman by a piano, and she will do something to your soul that no one else can do. And she was the best singer that this fucked up country has ever produced. That I remember that last line. The best singer that this fucked up country has ever produced. Period.
whew.
That's crazy.
Look, I must have played Daydream like 5 times that day. Yeah. I love Daydreaming.
Yeah, she got so many hits.
Yeah,
bro.
it's not, and it's definitely not her best hit. But I love that shit.
Like a vocal. So Don Cheadle told a story that was super funny. Mm-hmm. He said in 2015, he said he got a phone call, and he said on the other end of the phone was a woman who says, "Is this Don Cheadle?" And he says, "Tell him I got a call for him from Aretha Franklin." And he was like, "Yeah, this is Don Cheadle." He said the same woman changed her voice. Was like, "This is Aretha, honey."
She took off that grandma voice.
I was like, that's how old women. That's how somebody like famous as Aretha would call you when she got to make her own phone calls.
Right.
Man, I can see my grandma doing that same. Like my grandma and Aretha always remind me of each other. They go picture my grandma right there. It's like they always reminded me of each other. You know, because I seen a video when Patti LaBelle tried to like shake her hand or do something, and Aretha sized her up like, "Girl, watch out." You know what I'm saying? Throw the shade at her. And I was like, "Man, that's my grandma all day."
Hey man,
that's wild. Do y'all have a favorite Aretha song?
Daydreaming is mine.
Daydreaming.
So mine would definitely be. Wait, I'm gonna tell you what mine is because I definitely have it. Hold on, brother.
She got so many. I think I heard Chain of Fools so many times as a kid. Like it didn't make any sense.
I think it's hard because the part of inside of me says the eras, but part like I feel some way with Young Gifted and Black. Mm-hmm. Young Gifted and Black just does something to me, like when I hear it, and it's like that's a song that makes me feel like I need to be on one, like. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's a song I hear and I be like, yeah, nigga, like, man, I need to.
With me, it's a remake, but nobody freaked it like her. The original, her original of You're All I Need to Get Back. With the, no beat, just the, now that I got you, and I was like, oh, shit, just that run at the beginning. Mm-hmm. She said, you're all I need to get back. I was like, oh, shit. Now that you get yeah, Aretha was a motherfucker.
Yeah, I mean, pure beast.
Oh, I'm sorry. Say everybody listening, Joe. I'm gonna drop the playlist. A lot of people had told me to drop her greatest fresh playlist of Aretha music. I guess they weren't in tune or they just heard a couple songs. So I'm gonna put some hits y'all didn't hear on there. And I'm like, damn, that's Aretha. Yeah, I got you. Yeah.
Good for you.
Yeah.
Cause I couldn't like I can make the playlist. Some of that shit like that I can't even tackle.
Right.
Like my mind will shut off trying to like do that. I'll be like, man, I miss you. Look up, it'd be 50 songs, like 50 hot. Like you'd be like, what? It's so much, man. But I'm trying to think. I like that. I know that's not one for like our generation. Is a very interesting way we approach old music. You know, but I definitely feel like, you know, I'm gonna say this. You know, I'm gonna pick a definitive favorite Aretha song. I'm gonna say it is. Cause that song even now, that song will make your girl do something to you if you play it. If she turn it on, just know it's a rap. Oh. And you know what I like about Aretha?
Too tough. Only man that could ever reach me. She's tough.
I rock with her because she would start out a song giving people runs.
That's what I'm.
Like she just kick it off with the run. Like fuck what you talking about. Hey, you see the way this nigga type? But look at his hands.
Oh my bad.
Live your life. Live your life.
No.
Live your life.
Handling business real quick.
Live your life, brother.
We got
yeah. So yeah.
Let's see if I can find the real one. You know they have the fake. Let's see if I can get that run. Beat ain't even dropped yet. You can't get that nowhere. You can't
man.
Get that nowhere. Like some people, like about the you know, the tributes and stuff. I'm real particular on certain people when they get the tributes. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like with Prince, I was real particular. Like I didn't want them to mess that up at all. Shout out to Bilal. He held me down on beautiful ones. But like Aretha, please don't. I don't know who you're gonna get to do this. But please don't mess it.
You got to call the big guns out. Like that's it. Like you know, I would just offer the bag. Like, you know, I would just say, hey, you know,
Shaka, Patty.
No. I'm going to the new school. I'm not doing the old school. I need people in their prime still got their voice. Okay. If I'm them, I'm gonna call Adele and say, Adele, listen, I know you may feel some kind of way about us, you know, or you may think we fell off, but we're still Black entertainment television. Yes. We want you for this tribute. You got to call her. You got to call up Christina Aguilera. You got to call some other people. I feel like you need to call some unconventional people to do their own twist. You probably need to call, like, you know, you need to call a Lettucey. You need to call Layla Hathaway. You know, you really need to like dig deep, because when you do it, this like something like this can really restore your name. Yeah. Something like this can restore your name if you do it right. I say, fuck it, just give her a special. Like, I know y'all want to fit it in on an award show. Should just do a special, Jack.
An hour special should be suffice.
Right. Right. You know, since y'all own by Viacom, say, hey, can we air this on VH1 and BT at the same time? Just let it go. Bust the budget out.
It's Aretha.
Yeah, bust the budget out.
I say give her the Prince treatment, because Prince shut down, like the music world was shut down when Prince died. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I feel like she good enough. She can get the proper treatment. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So yeah, man. You know. But yeah, man. So What was you gonna say though? I felt. Oh Lord.
Oh, he had said, "Oh Lord, Strange just took off her panties."
Strange just took off her panties on Boomerang.
The essence.
The essence.
Voila. Of sex. Okay. Let me straighten up. You know, I made a status, and I've said this plenty of times before. You know what I'm saying? Even though it was a PWI, you know, predominantly white institution, or however you want to, whatever word you want to make the P. Southern Illinois University at Carbondale was still a mini HBCU inside of it. We are a tight-knit group. We are a real family. I don't think I have ever seen any college in the Midwest stick together as much as we do. Like, whenever there's an event, it automatically becomes an SIU event. So when we lose someone, you know, the ripples are felt throughout. You know, we lost someone this week, Stacia Bland. Great person, beautiful individual. You know what I'm saying? Awesome energy. And I'm not just saying that because, you know, she's no longer with us. But that is the truth. You know, whenever she was in town, she was quick to hit me up and say, "Fresh, wherever you at, I'm sliding." You know what I'm saying? She never let me down. I had to pry off my leg after the nigga queue last year. She did not want to leave when we was at Fat Folks' house afterwards. And I was like, I'll be here, Joe, just hit me. And, you know, that's crazy. You know what I'm saying? That's around the last time I probably spoke with her. Or seen her in person, rather. You just never know, people. You just never know. But rest on, baby girl. We here for you, whatever. That's how you will never forget. It's just wild to me. It's still just like unreal, man.
Yeah. You know, Saluki strong. I can't really add too much to what Fresh said. I don't know her personally, but I can speak to her spirit because at Dion house at the Q last year, she randomly came up to me. She was like, "I know about you. I know everybody you hang out with. I just want to find I never spoken to you before. I just wanted to say what's up." And it was just like, man, I'm like, I feel like I vaguely remember you. She was like, "It don't matter. Like, you like, I just know you. You know everybody. You real cool. It's real dope what you do." Like, she was like really nice, and you know, just to see that man that she was taken from us so soon is man, it's heartbreaking. But like I said, R.I.P. Man, Station, good person, man, good person.
Yeah. SIU people are super close.
Yeah.
I think people who don't know, they should know that by now.
Yeah.
Like you know, it's like it's kind of it's weird. Like, you know, other people who ain't go there, they don't understand it. You know what I'm saying? They be like, "What? Y'all?" Yeah. It's like a gang. It's like a gang, family. It's like a family gang. You know what I'm saying? It's like a family gang, man. Yeah. So, on that note, no foreplay. We out.
No foreplay.